Namaste. Atha Dvitiyothyayaho Sangankya Yogaho Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishirtamashuru Purno Kulekushonam Vishridanantamidam Bhagyamuvacha Mathusudanaho Shri Bhagavan Kutasatva Kashimalamidam Bishome Samupasatitam Anarya Jushitama Savalya Makil Timara Kara Maljuna Anarya Jushitama Savalya Makil Tikara Maljuna Glaibyam Ma Sama Kamaho Balta Naitatu Vayu Papadyate Kushudram Hridaya Daul Baliam Dyakadu Botish Dyakadu Botit Paranatapa Arjuna Uvacha Katham Pishimamaham Sangankye Duronam Ja Mathusudana Ishupiho Pratiyotasyami Pujaiha Varisudana Guru Nahatva Hi Mahanupavan Shreyo Pokutum Paishyamapiha Loke Hatval Takamam Sutu Guru Nihaiva Punjiya Pogan Rutira Pradigatan Na Chaitad Vidmaho Kataranano Kariyo Yadva Jayama Yadiva No Jayayuho Yaneva Hatva Na Jiji Visho Masate Jiji Visho Masate Vasatita Ho Pramukhe Thai Tara Shudro Ho Gai Panuya Dosho Pahatasva Pavaho Purikuchami Devam Dharma Samumu Tochetaho Yakachreyaho Syana Nishichitam Buruhi Taname Shishyasuteham Shati Mam Devam Prapananam Na Hi Prapashyami Mama Panudyad Yakuchoka Mukuchosho Ni Yakuchoka Mukuchosho Ni Yakuchoka Mukuchoshono Minundriyanam Avapya Puma Vasapatana Mudutam Puma Vasapatana Muditam 부마바사파트나무리드탐 라지암 수라노마피 자티파티암 산자야 우바짜 에바무쿠드바 흐루시케샴 구드케샤흐 파라는타파 나 요트시야 이티 고비는다 무쿠드바 두시누임 바푸바하 다무바자 흐루시케샤흐 브라하사는니바 파라타 세나요루 파열마티에 비쉬다는 따미담 바짜흐 시리 바가반 우바짜 아쇼지아나는 바쇼 아쇼지아나는 바쇼짜스트밤 브라지냐 바담 셰짜 바쇼세 가따 수나가따 숨쉬자 나누 쇼짜는티 바는두이따흐 나 뜨베바함 자투 나삼 나 뜨밤 네메 자나 티바흐 나 짜이바 나 바비시으마흐 살베 바야마타흐 바라무 데히노스미니아타 데헤 가오마람 야오바남 짜라 타타 데하는 따라브라 부딜티라스타트라 나 무히아티 마트라 스팔샤스투 가오는 때야 시도시노 수카투흐카다흐 아가마 바이노니티아스타무 아가마 바이노니티아스탐 스티티쿠셔스와 파라타 얌히나 비아타야는 띠에때 부르셔파 사마두허카수캄 티람 소무리타트바야 까를파테 나 사토 비디아테 바보 나 바보 비디아테 사타흐 우파요나피 드리시토는 따스드 바요 스타트 바다시피허 드리시토는 따스드 바나 요스타트바 드리시토는 따스드 바나 요스타트바 드리시토는 따스드 바나 와 니코틴 브레이크 드리시토는 따스드 바나 요스타트바 달시피허 아비나시 두 따드비드티 예나 살바미담 따따무 비나샤마비아야 시야 나 가시체트 깔투말하티 아는따 이메 데하 니티아시오크타흐 샤리리너흐 아나시노프라메야시야 타스마디우티아스바 파라타 야 에남 베트티 하는 따람 야시자이남 마니아테 하타무 우파오 따오 나 비자니토 나얌 하는티 나 하니아테 나 자야테 무리아테 바 가다치느 나얌 푸드바 바비타 바나 부야흐 아조 니티야흐 샤시바토얌 뿌라노 나 하니아테 하니아마네 샤리레 데바비나시남 니티야 니티얌 야 에나마자마비야야무 가탐 사 부르셔흐 빨타 감 카타야티 하는티 까무 마삼시 질너니 야타 비하야 나바니 그리흐너티 나로파라누이 타타 샤리라누이 비하야 질너니아니아니 사미야티 나바니 데히 나이남 찾는다는티 샤스트라누이 나이남 다하티 빠바카흐 나 짜이남 클레다야는티아포 나 쇼쇼야티 마루타흐 아크체디오 야마다히오 야마클레디오 쇼시오 에바 짜 니티아흐 살바가타흐 스타누오 스타누라짤로얌 사나타나흐 아비아쿠토 야마치는티오 야마비카리오 야무치아테 타스마데밤 비디트바이남 나노쇼치토 말하시 아타 짜이남 니티아자탐 니티암 파 마니아세 무리타무 타타피 드밤 마하바호 나이밤 소치투 말하시 자타시야 히 투루보 무리티울 투루밤 자는마 무리타시야 짜 타스마다파리하리엘테 나 뜨밤 쇼치투 말하시 아비아그다디니 부다니 비아그다마티아니 파라타 아비아그다니 타나니에바 따트라까 파리데바나 아시자리아 바드 바시아티 가시치 데나마 시자리아 바드 바다티 타타에바 짜니아흐 아시자리아 바그 짜이나마니아흐 시리노티 슈르트바 비에남 베다 나 짜이바 가시치트 데히 니티야마바티오얌 데헤 살바시야 파라타 타스마트 살바누이 부다니 나 뜨밤 쇼치투 말하시 스바 탈마마피 조백 자베쿠시우 나 비카무 피투 말하시 달미야드티 유드타 칠레 유드타 칠레요 유드타 칠레요 니아트 쿠쇼트리아시아 나 비디아테 야드리 그차야 쪼빠빠는남 스발가드바 라마빠 브리타무 수키나흐 쿠쇼트리야흐 빨타 라파는테 유드타미 드리샤무 아타 제트바미맘 달미암 상은그라맘 나 까리시어시 따따흐 스바탈맘 기일팀 짜 히트바 빠빠마바 브시아시 아길팀 짜비 부다니 까타이시오는띠 데비아야무 사문파비타시야 짜길들마라노 다티리치아테 파야드라노 무파라탐 맘시아는데 드밤 마하라타흐 예춤 짜 드밤 바후마토 부드바 야시아시 라카바무 아바지아바담 시짜 바후는 바디시오는티 다바히타흐 니는다는 따스타바 사말티암 따또 두허카타람 누케무 하또 바 브라푸시아시 스발감 지트바 바 포쿠시어세 마히무 따스마두드 싫터 까운데야 유드타야 그리타 니시짜야흐 수카두허케 사메 그리트바 라파오 자야오 따또 유드타야 유지아스바 나이밤 빠빠마빠시아시 에슈 데피히타 상응 키에 부드티리오게 드비맘 시리누 부드티야 유구토 야야 발타 깔마바는탐 브라하시아시 네하 피크라마나 쇼스티 브라티아바요 나 비리아테 스바를 파마피아시아 달마시아 드라야테 마하토 파야트 비아바사야트미까 무드티레케하 구루나는다나 바후샤카 야나는다 시짜 무드타요 비아바사이나무 야미맘 부시피탐 빠짬 브라바다는 디아비파시 브라바다는 디아비파시 치타흐 베다바다라타흐 발타 나니아다스티티 바디나흐 까마트마나흐 스발가파라 자느마 깔마 팔라프라담 그리야 비셰셔 바훌람 포가이시바리야 가팀 프라티 포가이시바리아 사크타남 따야 바흐리타 짜타삼 비아바사야트미까 부드티흐 사마타오 나 비티야테 드라이구누여 비셔야 베다 니스드라이구누요 바방알주나 닐드반드보 니띠아 사트바스토 니리오가쿠슈에마 아트마반 야바날타 우다바네 살바타흐 사문불루 또다케 따바는 살베슈 베데슈 brahmanosya vijanataho Kalmanuyavathikaraste ma paleshu kadajana ma kalma pala hetul pulma te 상은 고스트 박갈마누이 요가스타흐 구루 갈마누이 상은감 디아크드바 타난자야 시드티야 시드티오흐 사모 부드바 사마뜨밤 요가 우지아테 두레너 히아바람 갈마 부드티 요가 드 타난자야 무드타오 샤라너 많은 비크차 그리파노흐 팔라헤타바흐 무드티 유크도 자하디하 우페 수크리타 두시크리테 다스마디 요가야 유지아스바 요가흐 깔마수 가우샬라무 깔마잠 무드티 유크타 히 팔람 디아크드바 마니 슈이노흐 자느마 바는 타비닐 무크타흐 바담 가크차는 디아나마야무 야다 때 모하칼릴람 부드틸 비아티타리시오티 따다 가는따시 닐베담 슈루타비아시아 슈루타시아 짜 슈루티비프라티파는나 때 야다 스타시아티 디시잘라 사마타 바잘라 부드티스타다 요가마바 프시아시 알주나 우바짜 스티타 프라지냐시야 가 파슈 사마티스타시야 게샤바 스티타 티흐 김 브라파슈에타 기마시타 브라자타 김 श्री भगवानुवाच प्रजहाति यदा कामान् सर्वान् पार्थ मनोगतान् आत्मन्येवात्मना तुष्टिः स्थिता प्रज्ञास्ततोच्यते 두허케시바누드 비그나마나흐 수케슈 비가타스프리하흐 비다라가 바야크로타흐 스티타틸 무니루지아테 야흐 살바트라나 피스노 살바트라나 피스네 하스타트 프라피아 슈파무 나 피나는 다티 나 뜨베슈투이 따시야 프라지냐 프라티슈투이타 야다 삼하라테 짜얌 꿀 몽은가 니바 살바샤흐 이는들이야 누인들이야 알테피아스타시아 프라지냐 프라티슈투이타 비쇼야 비니발다는데 니라하라시야 데히나흐 라사발잠 라소피아시아 바람 두리슈토바 니발타테 야타토 히아피 가우는데야 부르셔시야 비파시치타흐 이는드리야 누이 브라마티나 하라는디 브라사팜 마나흐 तानि सर्वानुइ साम्याम्या युक्ता आसीता मतपरः पाशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्राज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता ध्यायातो विषयान् पुंसः 상응가스테슈 빠자야테 상응가드 산자야테 까마드 그로토피자야테 It's nicotine break. 그로타드 파바티 사문모하흐 사문모하드 스므리티 비프라마흐 스므리티 프람샤드 무드티나쇼 무드티나샤드 파라노시아티 라가드베셔 비무크타이스투 and there's the alternative version here 비유크타이 라가드베셔 비유크타이스투 비셔야니는들이 야시자라는 아뜨마 바시알 비테야 뜨마 프라사다 마티카 그차티 프라사데 살바두호카남 하니라시오 빠자야테 프라사는나 짜타소 히야슈 부드티흐 파리아바티슈토테 나스티 부드티라 유크타시야 나짜 유크타시야 파바나 나짜 파바야타흐 샤는티라 샤는타시야 구타흐 수카무 이는드리야놈 히짜라탐 야는마노누 비티야테 다다시야 하라티 브라지냠 바율나바미 바시 타스마디아시야 마하바호 니그리히타니 살바샤흐 이는드리야 누인드리야 알테피아스타시야 브라지냐 브라티슈투이타 야 니샤 살바푸타남 타시얌 자갈티 사미야미 야시얌 자그라티 푸타니 사 니샤 파시아토 무네흐 Three more verses. Apuriyamana machala pratishtham Samudrama paho Prabhishananti Yadvat Tadvat kama yam Prabhishananti salve sa shananti ma punoti na kamakami Vihaya kamanyaho salvanam pumam shacharati. Nihasapurihaho nilmamo nirahangangaraho sa shananti mati kakachati. Esho brahami sthitiho Valta nainam prapya vimuhyati Sthitavasyamananta kalepi Brahmanirvana murikachati. Tattasaditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatusu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambade Sankhya Yogo Nama Dvitiyothyayahu. Namaste. So 72 verses. Okay. Sanjaya said, unto him thus possessed with pity, his eyes filled with and oppressed with tears, and desponding, the slayer of Matu said these words. The Holy One said, whence, O Arjuna, hath come upon thee at such a crisis this despondency that is unbecoming a person of noble birth, that shuts one out from heaven, and that is productive of infamy? Let no effeminacy be thine, O son of Kunti. This suits thee not. Shaking off this vile weakness of heart, arise, O chastiser of foes. Arjuna said, how, O slayer of Matu, can I with arrows contend in battle against Bhishma and Drona, deserving as they are, O slayer of foes of worship, without slaying the preceptors of great glory? It is well to live on even alms in this world. But slaying preceptors, even if they are avaricious of wealth, I should only enjoy pleasures that are blood-stained. We know not which of the two is of greater moment to us, viz. Whether we should conquer them or they should conquer us. Those slain whom we would not like to live, even they, the sons of Dhritarashtra, stand before. My nature affected by the taint of compassion, my mind unsettled about the duty, I ask thee. Tell me what is assuredly good. I am thy disciple. O instruct me, I seek thy aid. I do not see which would dispel that grief of mine, blasting my very senses, even if I obtain a prosperous kingdom on earth without a foe, or the very sovereignty of the gods. Sanjaya said, having said this unto Hrishikesha, that chastiser of foes, Gudakesha addressed the Govinda, saying, I will not fight, and then remained silent. Unto him, overcome by despondency, Hrishikesha, in the midst of the two armies, said, the Holy One said, thou mournest those that deserve not to be mourned. Thou speakest also the words of the wise. Those, however, that are wise grieve neither for the dead nor for the living. It is not that I, or you, or those rulers of men never were, or that all of us shall not hereafter be. Of an embodied being, as childhood, youth, and decrepitude are in this body, so is the acquisition of another body. The man that is wise is never deluded in this. The contact of the senses with their objects producing heat and cold, pleasure and pain, are not permanent, having a beginning and an end. Do thou, O Parata, endure them. For the man whom these afflict not, O bull among men, who is the same in pain and pleasure, and who is firm in mind, is fit for emancipation. There is no existence of anything that is distinct from the soul, nor non-existence of anything possessing the virtues of the soul. This conclusion in respect of both these hath been arrived at by those that know the truths. Know that to be immortal by which all this is pervaded. No one can compass the destruction of that which is imperishable. It hath been said that those bodies of the embodied, which is eternal, indestructible, and infinite, have an end. Do thou therefore fight, O Parata. He who thinks it to be the slayer, and he who thinks it to be the slain, both of them know nothing, for it neither slays nor is slain. It is never born, nor doth it ever die, nor having existed will it exist no more. Unborn, unchangeable, eternal, and ancient, it is not slain upon the body being slain. That man who knoweth it to be indestructible, unchangeable, without decay, how and whom can he slay or cause to be slain? As a man, casting off robes that are worn out, putteth on others that are new, so the embodied, casting off bodies that are worn out, entereth other bodies that are new. Weapons cleave it not, fire consumeth it not, the waters do not drench it, nor doth the wind waste it. It is incapable of being cut, burnt, drenched, or dried up. It is unchangeable, all-pervading, stable, firm, and eternal. It is said to be imperceivable, inconceivable, and unchangeable. Therefore, knowing it to be such, it behoveth thee not to mourn. Then again, even if thou regardest it as constantly born and constantly dead, it behoveth thee not yet, O mighty armed one, to mourn thus. For of one that is born, death is certain, and of one that is dead, birth is certain. Therefore it behoveth thee not to mourn in a matter that is unavoidable. All beings were unmanifest. Only during an interval, O Parata, are they manifest. And then again, when death comes, they become unmanifest. What grief then is there in this? One looks upon it as a marvel, another speaks of it as a marvel, yet even after having heard of it, no one apprehends it truly. The embodied O Parata is ever indestructible in everyone's body. Therefore, it behoveth thee not to grieve for all creatures. Casting thy eyes on the duties of thy order, it behoveth thee not to waver, for there is nothing else that is better for a Chaturya than a battle fought fairly. Arrived of itself and an open gate of heaven, happy are those Kshatriyas or Bhārta that obtain such a fight. But if thou dost not fight such a just battle, thou shalt then incur sin by abandoning the duties of thy order and thy fame. People will then proclaim thy eternal infamy, and to one that is held in respect, infamy is greater than death itself. All great car warriors will regard thee as abstaining from battle from fear, and thou wilt be thought lightly by those that had esteemed thee highly. Thy enemies, decrying thy prowess, will say many words which should not be said. What can be more painful than that? Slain, thou wilt attain to heaven, or victorious, thou wilt enjoy the earth. Therefore arise, O son of Kunti, resolve for battle. Regarding pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat as equal, do battle for battle's sake, and sin will not be thine. This knowledge that hath been communicated to thee is taught in the Sankhya. Listen now to that in the Yoga. Possessed of that knowledge, thou, O Bhārta, wilt cast off the bonds of action. In this there is no waste of even there is no waste of even the first attempt. There are no impediments. Even a little of this piety delivers from great fear. Here, O son of Guru, there is only one state of mind, consisting in firm devotion. The minds of those, however, that are not firmly devoted are many-branched, and attached to endless pursuits. That flowery talk which they that are ignorant, they that delight in the words of the Vedas, They Upalta, that say that there is nothing else. They whose minds are attached to worldly pleasures. They that regard heaven as the highest object of acquisition. Other, which promises birth as the fruit of action, and which concerns itself with multifarious rights of specific characters for the attainment of pleasures and power. Their hearts, being deluded by that, the minds of those men who are attached to pleasure and power cannot be directed to contemplation, regarding it as the sole means of emancipation. The Vedas are concerned with three qualities. Be thou, O Arjuna, free from them, unaffected by pairs of contraries, ever adhering to patience, without anxiety for new acquisitions or protection of those already acquired and self-possessed. Whatever objects are served by a tank or well, may all be served by a vast sheet of water extending all around. So whatever objects may be served by all the Vedas, may all be had by a Brahmana having knowledge. Thy concern is with work only, but not with the fruit. Let not the fruit be thy motive for work, nor let thy inclination be for inaction. Staying in devotion, apply thyself to work, casting off attachment, O Dhananjaya, and being the same in success or unsuccess. This equanimity is called yoga. Work is far inferior to devotion, O Dhananjaya. Seek thou the protection of devotion. They that work for the sake of fruit are miserable. He who hath devotion throws off, even in this world, both good actions and bad actions. Therefore, apply thyself to devotion. Devotion is only cleverness in action. The wise, possessed of devotion, cast off the fruit born of action, and freed from the obligation of birth, attain to that region where there is no unhappiness. When thy mind shall have crossed the maze of delusion, then shalt thou attain to an indifference as regards the hearable and the heard. When thy mind, distracted by what thou hast heard, will be firmly and immovably fixed on contemplation, then wilt thou attain to devotion. Arjuna said, What, O Keshava, are the indications of one whose mind is fixed on contemplation? How should one of steady mind speak? How sit? How move? The Holy One said, When one casts off all the desires of his heart and is pleased within himself within self, then is one said to be of steady mind. He whose mind is not agitated amid calamities, whose craving for pleasure is gone, who is free from attachment, fear, and wrath, is said to be a Muni of steady mind. His is steadiness of mind, who is without affection everywhere, and who feeleth no exultation and no aversion on obtaining diverse objects that are agreeable and disagreeable. When one withdraws his senses from the objects of senses, as the tortoise its limbs from all sides, even his is steadiness of mind. Objects of sense fall back from an abstinent person, but not so the passion. Even the passion recedes from one who has beheld the Supreme. The agitating senses, O son of Kunti, forcibly draw away the mind of even a wise man striving hard to keep himself aloof from them. Restraining them all, one should stay in contemplation, making me his sole refuge. For his is steadiness of mind whose senses are under control. Thinking of the objects of sense, a person's attachment is begotten towards them. From attachment springeth wrath. From wrath ariseth one of discrimination. From one of discrimination, loss of memory. From loss of memory, loss of understanding. And from loss of understanding, he is utterly ruined. But the self-restrained man, enjoying objects with senses free from attachment and aversion and under his own control, attaineth to peace. On peace being attained, the annihilation of all his miseries taketh place, since the mind of him whose heart is peaceful soon becometh steady. He who is not self-restrained hath no knowledge. He who is not self-restrained hath no contemplation. He who hath no contemplation hath no peace. Whence can there be happiness for him who hath no peace? For the heart that follows in the wake of the senses, moving, destroys his understanding like the wind abode in the waters. Therefore, son of mighty arms, thou of mighty arms, his is steadiness of mind, whose senses are restrained on all sides from the objects of sense. The restrained man is awake when it is night for all creatures, and when other creatures are awake, that is night to a discerning Muni. He into whom all objects of desire enter, even as the waters enter the ocean, which constantly replenished, still maintains its watermark unchanged, obtains peace, and not one who longeth for objects of desire. That man who moveth about, giving up all objects of desire, who is free from craving, and who hath no affection and no pride, attaineth to peace. This Opanalta is the divine state. Attaining to it, one is never deluded. Abiding in it, one obtains on death absorption into the Supreme Self. Okay. 114 and 13. I think I'm gonna just do Rig Veda and Bhagavad Gita, and I'm gonna have dinner and then continue with the Yoga Sutra. So just one more for now, and okay, 66 or 67? 66. It's pretty short. Yeah. Let me just double check here. Okay. Namaste. I need a little nicotine break. Okay. Rayna Chitra Suro Samdriga Yulna Prano Nityo Na Sunuh Takva Na Pulnulvana Sishokati Payo Na Tenuh Suchilvi Paba Datara Kushwema Moko Na Ranabo Yabo Na Pakavo Jeta Jananam. Roshulna Sutupva. I'll take it. Bhikkhu Prashasato Vajina Purito Vayo Datati Duroka Shochiho Kaitul Katkra Gratulna Nityo Jayeva Yonabaram Nishichasmai Jitro Yada Prad Chubeto Na Bikushu Rato Na Rukumi Dubeshohu Samatusu. Let me just double check this word before I read. 66:6. Yeah, okay. Seneba Sri Shudamam Tatadya Sutulna Didiutubesho Didiutubesho Pratika Yamo Ha Jato Yamo Janitevam Jaraho Ganinam Patiljaninam Tam Vashacharata Vayam Pasatya Satam Na Gabo Nakushonanta Iditamu. Last verse already. Sinatulna Kushodahu Pra Nichi Rainon Nabananta Nichi Rainonen Nabananta Gabahu 스발들이 쉽게 남았을 때. Oh, let me just adjust something. I gotta do this better. Okay. Like the sun's glance, like wealth of very sort, like breath which is the life, like one's own son. Like a swift bird, a cow who yields her milk, pure and refulgent to the wood he speeds. He offers safety like a pleasant home, like ripened corn, the conqueror of men. Like a seer lauding, famed among the folk, like a steed, friendly he vouchsafes us power. With flame insatiate, like eternal might, caring for each one like a dame at home. Bright when he shines forth, whitish mid the folk, like a car, gold-decked, thundering to the fight. He strikes with terror, like a dart shot forth, even like an archer's arrow tipped with flame. Master of present and of future life, the maiden's lover and the matron's lord. To him lead all your ways. May we attain the kindled God as cows their home at eve. He drives the flames below as floods there swell. The rays rise up to the fair place of heaven. Okay. So I'm gonna continue after dinner. I'm very more not correct. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm gonna try to be more exact. So I'll be back in 1 hour. Thank you very much. Namaste.